Hostile forces spotted. Over. Enemy helicopter spotted. Get in. You got it. How about some help over here? Enemy forces spotted. Hostile split inbound. Over. You got it. All clear. Enemy troops. Enemy troops identified. Do you copy? Enemy troops identified. Do you copy? Over. On the road. Enemy armor spotted. Enemy forces, over. Hostiles on the ground. Hostiles on the ground.
Enemy done.
Enemy requesting repairs, over. Enemy units on the move. We got hostile enemy armor spotted. We got hostile enemy forces. Enemy units on the move. Enemy armor spotted. Over. Enemy units on the move. Forces spotted. Over. Do you copy? Enemy units on the move. Hostile split inbound. Over. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy helicopter spotted. Hostile forces spotted. Enemy helicopter spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Hostile infantry spotted. Over. Enemy helicopter. Enemy forces spotted. Hostile units on the move. Identified. Enemy units on the move. Enemy armor spotted. Enemy armor spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy car spotted. Sniper spotted. Over. Enemy tank inbound. Enemy troops. Hostile on the road. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy car spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy car spotted. Enemy units on the move. Enemy forces spotted. Over. Enemy infantry. Enemy infantry. Hostile forces spotted. Over. You got it. Enemy vehicle. Enemy car spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy car. Hostile armor sighted. Over. Enemy units on the move. Enemy vehicle. Enemy units on the move. Enemy forces spotted. Hostile armor sighted. Enemy helicopter spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Sniper. Enemy forces. Enemy helicopter spotted.
Drop at this coordinate. Over.
Enemy forces spotted. Enemy car supply drop. Over. Enemy car spotted. Negative on enemy forces spotted. Like Grant, you are the worst squad. Enemy forces. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy helicopter spotted. Enemy forces. Chopper. Over. Enemy helicopter spotted. We're losing this battle. Enemy helicopter spotted. Hostile enemy helicopter spotted. Hostile on the road. We need the tank. I owe you one. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy helicopter spotted. Over. Hostile vehicle. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Hostile chopper. Enemy units on the move. Enemy helicopter spotted. Enemy units on the move. Enemy helicopter spotted. Over. Hostile chopper. Identified. Enemy forces. Over. Enemy activity. Enemy units on the move. Enemy units on the move. I owe you one. Thanks. I owe you enemy forces spotted. Enemy car spotted. Enemy forces. Sniper spotted. Hostile armor. Enemy car spotted. Enemy armor spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy units on the move. Enemy armor spotted. Enemy car spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted.
UAV transmitting on this
Enemy car spotted. Sniper. Negatory. Enemy Enemy cars spotted. Enemy forces over. Enemy troops identified. Do you copy? Enemy car spotted. Hostile on the road. Hostile vehicle spotted. Over. We got hostile armor. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. We got enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Follow me, soldiers. Okay. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy forces. Enemy forces units on the move. Hostile enemy armor spotted. You copy? Hostile sniper spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Running dry. Enemy forces. Enemy taking it inbound. Over. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. We got hostile armor. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. We got hostile armor. Hostile on the road. Thanks. Hostile chopper over. Hostile force spotted over. Enemy helicopter spotted. Hostile sniper spotted over. Enemy hostile chopper over. Enemy units on the move. Ammo. Do you copy? Enemy forces over. Enemy troop identified. Enemy armor spotted over. 10-4.
UAV transmitting.
Hostile on the road. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy infantry. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. How about some help over here? Enemy spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Hostile forces. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy forces spotted.
UAV transmitting on this mark.
Thanks. I owe you one. Enemy forces over. Enemy troop. Enemy units. Enemy activity. Do you copy? Enemy taken. Enemy units. Enemy troops. I got a hostile in. Enemy forces. Enemy hostile vehicles. Enemy infantry. Enemy troops identified. Do you copy? Enemy car spotted. Got it. Enemy forces. Enemy infantry spotted over. Enemy troop. Enemy units on the move. Enemy infantry spotted. Snipers on operation. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Artillery, your area. Enemy forces. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy helicopter spotted. Hostile sniper spotted. Over. Hostile chopper. Over. Forces. Over. Enemy sniper. Enemy car spotted. Enemy infantry. Enemy helicopter spotted. Hostile armor spotted. Over. Hostile vehicle spotted. Over. Enemy vehicle. Enemy cars. Enemy forces spotted. Hostile forces spotted. Over. We got enemy taken. Enemy forces spotted. Hostile sniper spotted. Over. Hostile chopper. I know you want. Enemy helicopter spotted. Over. Hostile chopper. Enemy activity. Enemy unit. Enemy forces. Enemy infantry spotted. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy units on enemy. Enemy cars. Enemy armor spotted. Enemy armor spotted. Enemy activity. Do you copy? Enemy infantry. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy infantry. Enemy armor. Enemy troop. Do you copy? Enemy activity. Do you copy? Enemy forces spotted. Enemy units spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry. Do you copy?
Transmitting on this
Enemy
mark.
forces over. Vehicle spot. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy cars, enemy helicopter spotted. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Over. Hostile sniper spotted. Over. Enemy forces armor sighted. Over. Hostile armor sighted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy units spotted. Over. Enemy units on the move. Enemy cars. Enemy car spotted. Hostile troops identified. Supplies with you. Good deal, thanks. Enemy car spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy car spotted. I'm bingo on ammo. Hostile forces. Sorry. Enemy forces spotted.
UAV is
Enemy troops identified. Do you copy? Enemy troops identified. Do you copy? Enemy units on the move. Enemy troops identified. Do you copy? Thanks. I'm bingo on ammo. Do you copy? Enemy infantry spotted. Running dry. Need ammo. Over. Enemy forces. Enemy infantry spotted. All clear. Position under control. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Over. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy forces. Enemy forces. Enemy troops identified. Enemy forces. Enemy helicopter spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Sorry. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Hostiles on the ground. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy vehicle. Do you copy? Enemy activity. Do you copy? Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy on perimeter. I owe you one. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy forces. Enemy forces spotted. Hostile sniper spotted. Over. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy helicopter spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy helicopter spotted. Enemy helicopter spotted. Running dry. Enemy helicopter. We're losing the running dry. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Hey, thanks. Enemy forces. Enemy troops. Hostile infantry spotted. Enemy forces spotted.
UAV is bingo on.
Enemy forces. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy forces over. Enemy sniper spotted. Hostiles on the ground. Hostile forces spotted. On the ground. Enemy units on the move. Enemy troops. Enemy forces over. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Do you copy? Sniper. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces on the ground. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy sniper spotted.
All five.
Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy units. Enemy cars spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy cars spotted. Enemy cars spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy cars spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. I owe you one. Hostile vehicle spotted. Over. Thanks. I owe you one. Sniper. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy car spotted. Enemy units on the move. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Hostile forces. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy units on the move. Enemy forces spotted. Over. Okay. Enemy car spotted. Enemy car spotted. Sniper spotted. Enemy sniper. You copy. Enemy unit. Enemy infantry. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Hostile forces. Go.
On this mark.
Running low on reinforcements. Enemy spotted.